So there's been some relatively interesting discourse when it comes to Pokemon TCG Pocket, controversy, if you will, even coming my way a little bit with playing this game and making content on it. So I wanted to look at some of the comments, respond to them, and kind of look into Pokemon TCG Pocket and why people are kind of not happy with it. So here you have my video on Pokemon TCG Pocket is much better than I thought. And a lot of the comments, in fact, most of them were pretty positive. I mean, you have PTCG here saying that I was skeptical about the game at first, as I talked about in my PTCG or Potential Redemption video. But I gotta say, after watching a lot of people enjoying it and seeing it in action, I've quickly fallen in love with this game. I'd like to see you make more content on it. And make some videos on it myself. Much love, always, mate. So that's someone who was another YouTuber in the space who was originally kind of skeptical on it, but kind of changed their mind. Let me tell you kind of what I'm feeling right now with the game briefly, actually. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. And the reason I'm enjoying it isn't because of the collection element of it. It's actually because of just the card game itself, the quicker gameplay of just casually jumping in a game, building new decks. It feels like it's a new format, right? And I love that. So that's kind of why I'm enjoying the game. So granted, I do like opening the packs, but not in any real sense because there's no clearly inherent value of any of the cards. So, you know, I'm not going to be putting the money in the game myself personally. I've done it obviously for the $100 opening video. That was for two reasons. That's for the content, is to make the video of opening some packs. More importantly for me was to just get some cards, which yes, having to spend £80 to get cards isn't really great. So obviously that is a problem we can talk about. But that aside, I'm not going to be spending any more money on it unless like a new set comes out and maybe I would do some pack opening videos there. But that's more down the line of content. If I was doing it myself casually, that's a different question, right? So we'll get more into that towards the end. But ultimately, I am just enjoying the game as it is. And enjoying the content potential on my side too as a creator. So that's kind of where I'm standing currently. But let's get into some more comments. Someone says, dumb NFT sugar honey iced tea won't change my mind. Okay, so I see this NFT thing a lot, and it makes sense. You're putting money in and owning something digital, except first off, you're not owning it. NFT is also something that's stored on a blockchain, which is just completely different. However, you know, NFTs is always controversial naturally, and I fully get that because of how many pump and dump scams there are of NFTs. Pokemon themselves have actually said, come out on this and said this is not an NFT, and that's not the goal, because it's against terms of service to sell effectively anything, right? You can't, let's say if I have that, you know, I've gotten very lucky with my Charizards and my Golds that I've gotten in packs. If I sell them in any way, that's against terms of use, and I could get banned for that. Now, obviously, policing that is a whole different matter, right? But it is against the terms of service. The intention isn't initially for it to be NFT based, right? Obviously, trading isn't available yet. When trading comes online, then that's something we can talk about. But in terms of NFTs, it's just not the same because NFTs you're buying as an investment. You're buying in it to hold it, to hope that it goes up in value, or even just as a collection in that sense, but a valuable collection that you can resell. This is different, right? I think people know that if you're putting money into this game, you're not getting it back. You know, that's kind of the deal, right? People kind of figure that out already, right? So I think the NFT argument's kind of redundant because you're not investing. You're just buying digital cards, which if someone wants to do as an adult, then I think that's okay. Spend on money whatever you want, bro. That's just kind of my take on the NFT side of things in comparison to what this is. It just isn't an NFT. Is it similar? Yes, but it's the difference. The big difference is value. There's no value in these cards. And someone says here, if you're going to spend money on this sugar honey iced tea, apparently people really like that word, you might as well just buy the physical cards. Now, it's a negative comment in and of itself, but he is right? If you're going to spend money on it, you might as well buy the physical cards because, you know, they actually hold value and they're something you can physically own and sell in comparison. So that's if you're buying it for that reason. This is where like you have this weird blend of the collectors community and then the competitive community kind of just like merging where obviously a lot of collectors who buy Pokemon cards, don't play the game, but just buy the cards to collect them and stuff like that, are looking at this from that angle of you're putting money in this game to collect and own these cards, which kind of actually, yeah, fair play, is the point of Pocket, right? It is first off a collection app, second a battling app, a gameplay app. So if you're going into that perspective of buying them for the sake of just collecting them, yes, I personally think that is a waste of money. I mean, even in my $100 pack opening video, throughout the video, the theme basically was it's a waste of money. And I'm complaining about the L that my bank account took, right? Because it is indeed effectively a waste of money. But so is buying a takeaway, right? So is buying a skin in Valorant. So is buying the battle pass in Fortnite. So is buying the battle pass in Overwatch. People spend money on things that don't give money back for the sake of enjoyment. That's fine, I think. So going back into the, spending money on that crap, you might as well just buy the physical cards. I see what he's saying. That's if you're buying it for value, right? That's if it's that case. So it depends why you're spending the money. But I personally still think it's a waste. But I would do it for the sake of making decks in hopes that in the future, the format in and of itself becomes more rich, which, as we know, the devs have paid some attention to the cries of a ranked mode and stuff like that. So they could take the battling mechanic far more seriously going into the future. Because ultimately, I think I've seen some points here made as well about this. The game can only last so long. People are only going to put so much money in the game. If all it is just, oh, look at this card, that I have digitally on my app, that in 50 years might be irrelevant. You have a lot more money to make out of it if you actually make the battling system work and you make a good format out of it and make a whole, what Marvel Snap does, right? That's where longevity is, and I think they're recognizing that. But yes, if it's just buying it for the, oh, look at this nice card, then yes, I think it's technically a waste of money if you want to put that money elsewhere and buy the physical cards for the value, right? I fully get that. But if you just like the digital cards, then you do you, bro. People getting excited for a gacha game breaks my heart. I've already got 3 accounts going and planned a few more so I can profit on eBay once trading comes out. Bro's about to get banned. The more I think about it, the more I realize it is kind of realistic that people are going to sell these things, right? Because as I said, policing it, this is what we're going to that discussion a little bit. Policing it's one thing, right? How can you police it if there's so much of it happening, right? If there's a lot of like trading and selling going on, then, it's at the end of the day, people are just, you can only ban enough people, right? It's just going to overthrow that. And Pokemon Trading Card Game Online before PTCGL, which had trading, had people selling cards on eBay, which I think was against terms of service. I don't know though, but I'm pretty sure it was. So it will happen, and this person is right in that sense, But I love how they're talking about farming it, getting free accounts or just trying to get these cards to sell them on eBay. Funnily enough, what's hilarious is that comment is kind of contradictory in my opinion. That end comment saying, they're going to get free accounts going, basically means they're saying, hey, I could actually get stuff for free enough to sell them, which basically is saying, hey, I don't have to spend money on this game to get good things, which therefore means you don't need to spend money on it, and therefore you are fine playing it for free, which therefore means it's not a gacha game. It's not a pay to win, although it technically is. Because I've been playing this game kind of casually without spending money on it in general, apart from that one video. And yeah, after a few days of playing it, bear in mind, it's been a few days, not a few months. I didn't really have too much in terms of like good decks to play with and stuff, but I definitely had a good amount. I mean, the people who are going to be spending money on this, in my opinion, are going to be the ones who are addicted to the packs, right? And that's going to be reality, and want to just maximize the full collection, for whatever, that's their own joy, or want to get all the cards to play with them. Those are kind of like the 3 main reasons why people would probably spend money on Pocket. But you could genuinely, literally play this game casually, right? 2 free packs a day. That's like 30, what is that, 60 packs a month? Inevitably, you're going to start getting some stuff. But I think this is something that we need to give more time to really figure out, right? How it's going to be. Is it something that is, you have to pay to really enjoy the experience of the game, or can you do it for free? Bear in mind, when Pokemon TCG Live came out, the same question was brought about, right? Is the crafting system going to be a bad idea? Removing trading, is that a bad idea? Is it going to be a bit of a pay to win where you need to buy codes in order to build your decks? Turns out that PTCGL was fantastic and one of the best free-to-play experience card games you could probably get. Am I saying Pocket will be that? No. But I'm saying we need to kind of give it time to see what it is. Is it more of a gacha, or is it more of a you can free to play and put in money if you want to get cards quicker, basically? So this is on the comments of the I spent $100 on Pocket video, where one of the top comments actually is, this game seems like a cash grab game to me. Let's open up these comments and go crazy. All mobile games want your money. If you look at it the way every game is a cash grab, especially all the live service slop that comes out today. It seems pretty nice to free to play players. Might struggle in battles though. And then someone says, as opposed to the TCG. There's a comment here about how the game seems fantastic to them. A lot of like disagreements on that one, but also like semi-agreements as well, because people are like, oh yeah, it's a mobile game, it's going to do that, right? Which doesn't justify it, of course. I think the cash grab market is not really nice, to be fair to you, and kind of preys on human tendencies and addiction. I think that's a problem. Is Pocket kind of diving into that? Yes, I think so too. Now, it depends what they mean by cash grab game. Like, is it a game where it's like, oh, you can't experience anything, you're going to have a very boring time and not really have a good time playing Pocket if you don't put money into it? I mean, that's kind of true. You know, Pocket's like it seems to be, if you're going for the free-to-play, like a once or twice a day, open up the app and open a pack and see what you get type of deal. But the fact that you can do battles and get like ticket rewards in there, you also have the thanks feature, which gets you tickets, which can buy you some cards for playing the actual game. And also leveling up actually gives you the hourglass currency thing, which allows you to open packs quicker. Like I've been playing pretty much every day, and I've opened pretty much more than 2 packs a day, even on free to play, because I'm just battling and leveling up, and you get more. Basically, every time you level up, it's kind of like you get a pack, because they give you 12 of the hourglass things, which is 12 hours off the 12-hour wait. Now, obviously, I'm not going to open a pack all the time, you know, and that's where the money comes in. It's like, okay, if you're going to open a lot of packs at once, then give us the money. But it's not like you're getting no gameplay or no experience at all by not putting money in the game. It seems okay so far. Is it cash grabby? I think it's a mix between a yes and a no. But again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, in that we kind of have to just wait and see how it fares in the long run for people. I can guarantee you in a few months' time, we're going to have a much clearer answer, and people are either going to be like, oh, it's a cash grab, don't play it, or actually it's kind of good for free to play. So we got on here, Pokemon Pocket is full of predatory practices for mobile games. I hate that content creators are really pushing this on the Pokemon TCG community. I'm going to write a bot. I'm assuming I'm going to write a bot to auto log in and claim free packs on multiple accounts and put it out for free just to crash the market on this game until it comes out. Bro, I think this is the same person that commented before about having free accounts and then selling them. This Donnie is on the grind. Is it wrong for content creators to make videos on Pocket? I don't think so. You know, are we doing anything wrong there? Not really. Like, you could argue that me opening the packs on Pocket is going to encourage others to open packs. And that's definitely the case, right? That's something that that's just the reality of it. But at the end of the day, when I'm making that video, I know, and as I said, this is why I was clarified at the start and at the very beginning, right? Don't do this, right? Don't do what I'm doing. The reason I said that is because I know I'm losing money, right? I know I'm putting money in and I'm getting nothing in return, and you are better off buying the physical Pokemon TCG cards, 100%. But I'm doing it for the content. I'm doing it for the sake of enjoying the pack opening experience, and I'm also doing it for the collection of actually making decks and stuff. So I have a deeper purpose to open this and make content on it at the same time compared to the casual player, and that's important, right? I have an extra use case out of it in comparison to someone else, and that's something that I wanted to kind of make clear at the start, which I do. So if I'm out here opening these packs, making a video because I enjoy the experience itself, want to make some content on it, and I also add the little preface at the start saying, hey, this is a bad idea, I think that's kind of fair game, man. You know, then what's the point in opening packs, right? If you're going to have a go at Max Mofo for opening packs. I ain't done one in ages. Oh, I miss his videos. It's like having a go at Max Mofo for opening packs, right? Well, that's technically opening something that you paid money for. And in fact, it's more gambling in a sense because you actually can get more money off of a pack, and they're promoting it to kids. No, it's no. If you use this angle, you target everything, right? I think I made it pretty clear. I'm a fan of CSGO, right? It's like opening cases. Yeah, you can get addicted to opening cases. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Do I think people should stop doing case opening videos? No, it's because it's not their responsibility, in my opinion, to not make that kind of content because other people make terrible decisions. So on the content thing, I think it's completely fair game, in my opinion. Does it mean that there's no predatory practices at play? But that's a different story, right? I mean, I'm sure there are, you know, at the end of the day. So literally another comment here saying, what a waste of money. Yes, it's a waste of money. But as I said earlier, so is going out to dinner when you can have a noodles for $1. You know what I'm saying? I think that telling someone what they should spend their money on is just silly. People can spend it on what they want. They deal with the consequences, not you. If it's someone you care about, then bring it up. You know what I mean? If it's in your personal life, bring it up. You know, that's fine. If I'm uploading a video spending $100 on Pokemon Pocket every single day, then yeah, I should be listening to those comments. But mate, at the end of the day, people choose to spend their money on what they want, whether it makes them money or not. This is complete BS. You should get at very minimum 1 EX or better per pack. This is a digital collection. It has zero value. It's just collectible pictures on a phone. Bang on. Exactly. And I think it's, again, going back to what I was saying earlier of the colliding of the player base versus the collector base. In that the collectors are thinking, what the hell? I'm not going to spend my money on this. I'm going to keep buying my IRL packs. And the players like, oh, these cards look cool. What do they do? Oh, I need to get 2 of them. Okay, let me open the pack so I can get more of these and play the battling. That's kind of fun. And yes, there are going to be people who are kind of in the middle of like, oh, I like having the binder. I like showing my digital cards. They're kind of fun. It really depends on the purpose. Why are you playing this? That's what I'm kind of thinking. So the final comments are on me saying, I know this is going to be a bit of I'm shoving this kind of advertising in here, but I have launched a Pokemon TCG Pocket channel, which will be what I'll be doing my Pocket decks and Pocket content on in the future, because I want to keep this channel primarily just Pokemon TCG in general, with like live and stuff like that. But I wanted to do content elsewhere, so I do have something, it's called FTW Pocket or just FTW. So I was just kind of, talking about that and promoting that. And then there's, again, the same Donnie. Don't promote. This is the same one who's going to make all those bot accounts. Don't promote Pocket. The TCG community doesn't need predatory gacha mobile apps. Am I wrong, or does Masters EX actually, it's developed by DNA? Do they also have microtransactions? Does Pokemon Unite also have microtransactions? I think they do. As I said, I think it's just too soon to say it's a gacha app just yet. Again, questionable stuff. But again, promoting it, no, I'm playing it, making content on it because I enjoy doing that. That's it. I'm not getting a 5% fee with a creator code. You know what I mean? And even if I did, I still think that's kind of fine. Anyway, someone else said, don't spend money and be an adult. TCG Pocket for kids is of course a no-no, but if you want to change the predatory world on everyone, have fun with that. Let's just enjoy the channel for what it is and leave social politics out of it. I kind of and I disagree and agree with that comment a little bit. So first of all, he says, don't spend money and be an adult. I define being an adult as having responsibilities and determining and freedom and determining what to do with those two things in your life, right? It's like, okay, I have these things I need to take care of. I have these things that I can do that I want. I'm a grown adult. I can make decisions for myself. Who do I want to be, and what decisions am I making that will lead to that goal? I think being an adult is that. Being an adult is not being so stuck up that you won't spend a penny on something you enjoy because you want to make sure that you have the maximum amount of money. That's just being money smart. That's not being an adult, right? Now, granted, being money smart is a mature thing to do, right? But to say that you can't spend money on something and enjoy yourself is not being an adult is just wrong. Why do adults go out to drink, right? Why do they go to social gatherings? To have fun. Is that a waste of money? Arguably, yes, right? You're going into London and paying London prices for your drinks. That's a waste of money. You can just pop down the pub. Actually, in fact, let's just get a beer and stay in my house because that's cheaper, right? I'm sorry. That's just not how it works, right? There's difference between being money smart, tight, and being an adult. You can be an adult and spend money on things that are stupid at the same time. Now, with regards to it being predatory for kids, again, I think at the end of the day, mate, if a kid has access to a credit card, that's a problem. And that does exist. It does happen. And that's 100% an issue. But that's not something, and I know it sounds like I'm kind of just, brushing it to the wayside, but I'll be straightforward with you, mate. I don't think that's my responsibility. At least I feel the only responsibility I initially have is to clarify that you shouldn't be spending your money on this. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't be making content on it. It doesn't mean I shouldn't be doing anything down that line. I just think that's just not how the world works, Everything out there will have a negative influence on a kid, There's so much of that. And it's 100% a job of the parent. And I'm saying this as a parent to teach and raise your kids to understand that. Right? I'm raising my son exactly down that road, He plays Roblox, and at times to times, he'll get his Robux and, they'll have a little spin the wheel thing. And I'll say, hey, look, that is gambling, right? You got to be super careful on that. And I'll restrict all that kind of stuff and say, look, I know you're not getting anything crazy out of this, but that's a gambling type of mechanic. You've got to be careful. So I educate him on it. I teach him to understand what the emotions that you feel in doing something like that. So if you get a good win and spinning the wheel, I teach him that the trap is to make you think that, oh my God, that was a great feeling. I want to get it again. And then, and you put more and more money in to chase the feeling. And then, you end up realizing the feeling's not as good as anymore. So you chase a bigger high. Basically teach him what it can do to you and identifying the factors that are leading you down that road. That's the job of the parent for the child. The parent's not doing that. Unfortunately, that is the parent's fault, and that sucks for the kid, right? I can only take so much responsibility for that. But me, myself, I just enjoy playing Pocket. And for me, I enjoy building decks for Pocket. That's my enjoyment out of the game. I'm personally not enjoying the collecting side as much, more so just wanting to get the cards to play them in the decks. If Pocket is still bland in a few months' time, Lord knows I'm probably dropping it. You know what I mean? But then again, we don't know. So the ultimate conclusion I have here is it's kind of in the middle, in my opinion. which I know it's like fence sitting, right? It does have elements in that game that promote you to effectively open packs to get more stuff, but it also at the same time has a pretty, apparently, as I said, we need more time, but according to what I can see so far, a pretty decent free-to-play experience. I just struggle to see it as this big doomsday app that's going to destroy the Pokemon TCG community. I just don't think that's the case. And ultimately, first off, people can spend their money on whatever they want from the moment they are an adult. That's number one. Number two, if you don't like the game, that's okay. You can not like the game. You can have these problems with the game. That is fine. But to expect others or, really push someone to believe you and agree with you and not like the game because you don't like it, that's not how the world works. And also, thirdly, on the content creators, no, I'm sorry. Content creators can make videos on this, all right? As I said, otherwise they can't make videos on Overwatch, Fortnite, IRL pack openings. How far does this policing go? You know what I mean? So let's not do that, all right? Let's focus on being good people and good parents to our kids, and then maybe things would be a little bit better on that front of those issues. I want to clarify, I'm not kind of like dumbing down or rejecting those kind of issues of addiction and wasting money on mobile apps. I think that is a problem out there, but you need to tackle them where they exist at the source, not having to go at the content creators who are just making content. At least that's my take. Could be wrong. Hey, who knows? But we're going to leave it there. And if you do like the game for what it is and want to see the cool decks there are, which is what I'm going to be doing on that channel primarily, then head over to the For The Win Pocket channel. That's where that's all going to be. But of course, we always have the usual deck lists for Pokemon TCG Live coming out as well. So yeah, we'll leave it there. And bye-bye.